America celebrated the Statue of Liberty on this day in 1886, but the famous symbol of freedom was a complete fraud. It was dedicated with a massive party and the world's first ticker tape parade, celebrating America as a beacon for the world's huddled masses. But this was happening while the country was brutally enforcing segregation, massacring Native Americans, and passing laws to ban Chinese immigrants. Here's the aha moment that changes everything. The statue was never about welcoming immigrants. It was a monument to the alliance between France and the US. The famous poem was added decades later. This is the timeless pattern of performative activism. It's like a corporation changing its logo for a social cause while having unethical practices behind closed doors. We celebrate symbols of freedom while ignoring the reality of oppression. What's the most hypocritical example of performative activism you've seen recently?
A composer wrote his own funeral music. 9 days later, he was dead. His final symphony wasn't just a masterpiece, it was a musical suicide note. On October 28, 1893, Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky conducted the premiere of his Symphony No. 6, the Pathetique. The music is filled with overwhelming sadness and despair, and the finale slowly fades into silence, like a dying heartbeat. The audience was disturbed. 9 days later, Tchaikovsky died suddenly. But here's the aha moment that changes everything. Historians debate the cause, but the music tells the real story. He poured his depression and a premonition of his own death into the notes, creating a prophecy in plain sight. This is the timeless pattern of artists embedding their darkest secrets in their work, a cry for help we only understand after they're gone. Which artist's work do you think predicted their own struggles? 30,000 fascists marched on the Capitol to seize power, but they didn't have to fight. They were invited in. On October 28, 1922, Benito Mussolini's black shirts began their March on Rome. It was pure political theater, designed to look like a powerful takeover. In reality, his forces were poorly armed and could have been easily crushed by the army. The government was weak and divided, and the king was afraid of a civil war. But here's the aha moment that changes everything. Fascism didn't take power illegally, democracy handed it over. The king refused to declare a state of emergency and instead appointed Mussolini as prime minister, hoping to control him. This is the timeless pattern of democratic collapse. Authoritarianism doesn't always kick down the door. Sometimes it's invited in through the front door. Where do you see this pattern happening today? A machine was invented to end slavery. Instead, it made it 10 times worse. The cotton gin, patented by Eli Whitney after its invention on October 28, 1793, was a simple device designed to automate the difficult process of separating cotton fibers from their seeds. In theory, this labor-saving technology should have reduced the need for enslaved workers. It was supposed to be a tool of liberation. But here's the aha moment that changes everything. The gin made cotton so profitable that it created an explosion in the demand for both land and slave labor. The enslaved population in the US skyrocketed, and the institution became more entrenched than ever. This is the timeless pattern of technology having unintended consequences, where a solution to a problem accidentally creates a much bigger catastrophe. What modern technology do you think is secretly making the world worse?